Assalamu alaikum. So lecture will start in 3 minutes, and this is very useful for the people who are prospective students for PhDs and जिन्होंने masters किया हुआ है. For bachelor students, it may not be helpful for them, but if they want, they can attend the lecture. But I'm not sure if it is so much helpful for them. So it will be much focused on the people who are planning to do their PhDs. And our speaker today will be Mr. Jillani, and so he is with us now, I think.
बाबू शायद कैमरा में हेलो
Yeah, I can listen you. Jillani ji, आप camera में I think there is some problem with your camera. Which you are using, Chrome? On the left side of your side, check video is transferred or audio is transferred.
Yeah, it says video is transferred.
Can you click and then click again?
Alright.
And then?
Yeah, I think it's working.
Yes, now I can see. Okay. So we will start in 1 minute. आप जैसे कि जानते हैं अभी ये मिस्टर गुलाम जिलानी जी ने लास्ट टाइम की लेक्चर दिया था. It will be more helpful to the students who are planning for the PhDs. For bachelor student, it may not be so much helpful, but if still they want, they can attend the lecture. But I'm not sure it will be helpful for them. So also after this lecture, there will be another directive lecture, which is a lecture by Mr. Farooq Hamza. He will deliver the lecture for both bachelor's and master students, and but specifically with the majors of civil, chemical, geological or petroleum engineers. So if you belong to one of these areas, so you can attend the lecture, which will be at 8 o'clock exactly. So this lecture, as you know, we have 12 lectures in the series, and this is second last lecture hour. I hope these lectures were useful for you. And yes, we will start from now. Thank you, Mr. Jillani, for joining us. आप अपना लेक्चर उर्दू या इंग्लिश में दे सकते हैं जैसे मर्जी. और मिस्टर गुलाम जिलानी, he will introduce himself to you first, and I think it's better you introduce yourself, and you can start your presentation.
All right. Thank you, Wakar. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome to this live session of Scholarship Network for the PhD opportunities and for master studies abroad. So I really appreciate the efforts of this admins of this group, especially Wakar, for arranging such a nice and useful informative lecture and spending his energies and time for this class. So I'm really really thankful to him and all of you who are attending the lecture, and I hope it will be useful for most of you guys. To start with, I will just briefly introduce myself. I'm Ghulam Jillani, and I got my bachelor's degree in materials engineering. I got my bachelor's degree in materials engineering from University of Engineering and Technology, Lahore in 2008. And then I went
Ghulam Jani, sorry to interrupt you. Can you just speak a little louder? Just thank you.
Alright, I'm Ghulam Jillani, and I got my bachelor's from UET Lahore in 2008. Afterwards, I worked at like a couple of private organizations just for 1.5 years. And then I went to South Korea for my master's. And I got my master's in 2012 in bio-nano engineering, a subdivision of like materials engineering, and actually an interdisciplinary program, which is basically focused on clustering different scientific fields like chemistry, physical chemistry, material science, biology, medicine, and then they have like developed a program where they combine together and then produce some useful solutions for the existing problems. So then I worked like for a few months on NUST in Islamabad. And afterwards, I moved to Canada in like 2012 late. Right now, I'm studying in McGill University, and it's my almost second year started. So that's all I think, and then let's start with the formal presentation now. Okay. So before starting the presentation, I would like to say a few things, like that most of the people, when I talk to them back in Pakistan or some of my friends, so they think that it's hard to get to Canada or Australia just because of the kind of tough screening process, and they think that they can't get it. But actually, that is true up to some extent when you are focusing on undergrad studies. But it's like PhD, and PhD is totally different story. And you have to, if you focus on few things, you will be able to know that it's not that hard to get here. And the most important thing when you start searching for some PhD position somewhere, especially in Canada and Australia, what should you be focusing on while preparing your application? Because this is the most crucial step when you talk to some professor, or when you apply at some university. If your application is not strong enough, so there are high chances of rejection. So in order to make your efforts like fruitful and get your application accepted, you have to be careful while preparing it. All right, and so very briefly, I would say that a normal typical application package when you are applying for PhD position somewhere, that includes kind of application form. It will be available either on their website, or they will provide you like some PDF files where you write and then submit them back. Or they have some online applications where you just make your IDs and apply online, and it's submitted online. And then they ask you to provide some documents, for example, for the admission. The documents may include reference letters, some educational transcripts, degrees of your previous studies, your English score, and in Canada they also ask about the application fee. There are some places like maybe in Europe, there's maybe no application fee, but in Canada it's like all universities, they charge you like $100 or $120 for application. So it becomes more like crucial when you are like spending money and energies, everything, and if you don't get your application accepted, then it's like everything is wasted. So just be careful. And then after that, so this is the first 4-5 points are just for the admission requirement, and then you have to search as potential research supervisor who will be helping you during your research. So you have to contact a research supervisor who will basically ask you a few things. Especially in Canada, they will ask you a nice CV, which should be nice, and then you have to give him EOI, which is called expression of interest, that why are you interested in my group, for example, and why do you want to do PhD, what is your motivation, all these simple questions. But they are very picky when they're reading these documents, so you got to be very careful when you prepare these documents. So in this presentation, I will just focus on a couple of things, that expression of interest, and how to contact the supervisor, and then how to provide him few documents, which is the first step to get accepted. Because if you are accepted by a research supervisor, there are big chances that you will be able to get here, and you will be accepted. The rest of the things are kind of normal formal procedures, and if you are meeting the minimum requirements, you will be able to get here. So, couple of things that you might focus when you are searching for any PhD opportunity. So you have to define where you want to go. You have to define that what field do you like, where you want to, what is your goal, and what is your what you want to do after your PhD. All those things, just be careful. And then you have to think on time, because especially the applications for PhD, they take a long time to get processed, like 1 year or 1.5 years sometimes. So you should apply well ahead of time so that you have enough time to prepare everything, and then you don't waste your time. And then you have to explore opportunities and then prepare to apply. So you have to contact supervisor or university in a really professional way, especially when you are interested to apply in Canada and Australia, because they are very professional in like picking and picking students, and I mean, and then afterwards you have to prepare to leave for the could you ask questions later on? I think it's kind of distracting. So alright, so you got to inspire yourself, because as I told you earlier, that it's not something that is not gettable. You can get easily if you are well prepared. So just dream big and be motivated. You can do it. It's not impossible. Alright, so one of the most important things when you start your application, you get to know what you want to do, what is your research interest, and what is your previous research experience. Of course, that is important, but it's more important that what you want to do in your PhD, because this is something that will stay with you all throughout your life. So if you don't like a research field, I would simply say don't go for that, because you can only excel in some field if you like it, like if you like it as a hobby, and then you will be able to produce enough useful results or whatever. But if you don't like a certain field, then that will be not that useful, and people get stuck in somewhere in PhDs, and they like keep struggling for years and years, but they can't get it. So just be careful what you want to do, what is your research interest, what field do you like, and then search professors, search universities according to that. There are thousands of ways in a single field. If you keep exploring, and you will find that there are like so many fields, like in a single basic scientific field. Alright, so especially for the bachelor students who are like in the honors degrees, for example engineers or basic sciences or applied sciences, those guys like have 4 years program, and especially they should be very careful and focused in their last 2 years, because that is the best time to start thinking about your future field, and if you want to study further. And you have to get equipped with all these things that I have wrote down here. So you try to get enough industrial experience. That will be very useful if you are especially a bachelor student, and try to do a nice research project in the final year. That will be very useful. It will actually show your interest, and it will make your field. It is the first step towards the research world. You gotta know that you have to make a research-based, impressive sort of CV that will impress your professor, who will potentially supervise you in PhD. Otherwise, that will be, of course, rejected. And you gotta have your English test ready, and try to take GRE if you want to go to US. Sometimes it's useful when you are coming to Canada and Australia as well, but it's not mandatory here. And try to take NTS exams as well, because that is one easy way to get abroad via ATC. So these are the things that you should keep in mind when you are studying, especially in the last couple of years of your honors bachelor's degrees. That will be very useful. Once you have decided that you once you have decided that you want to really go for PhD or masters even, masters is not funded in Canada, so maybe most of the people, they don't come here for masters only. They basically come here for masters and PhD integrated program, most of them, but other people who have already masters, so they just come for PhD. So you can opt any option, like after bachelor's you can get into PhD here. That will be 1 year, like the duration will be 1 year more than the normal PhD, but you will skip the master's program. That's very good. And so once you have decided that you want to go for PhD and you have really decided the country or the place where you want to go, next thing is to, so because I'm not going to explain all the steps, so I will just focus on how to contact the supervisor in an efficient way and how to get some response from the supervisor. And then I will just briefly tell you about how to write an email to professor and how to write expression of interest. So to research a professor, so the basic the basic key is to just explore all of professors in your concerned area of research. For example, if you are in material science and then you go to the list of universities and then go to the respective department and search for the faculty members, and you will find the list of faculty members, and then you can find the contact numbers and emails and everything over there. And most of the research supervisor, research professors, they have their own websites for their labs, for the research groups. So you will be able to know a lot of information, like what they are working on, what is their area of research, and what is their contact number, everything. And sometimes they announce their positions as well on the websites, on their own websites. So don't just focus on the basic main website of universities. So try to explore the website of supervisors, of the professors, the faculty members present in a certain department. So go to that department and then go to faculty members. You will see the links for their personal websites. There you will find most of the information. And once you see a professor whose area of research is pretty much similar to what you are interested in, then you will write a nice and concise email to him that I want to join your group. You have to justify it in the email. I will explain a bit short after. And then you have to attach a couple of documents, for example, your short CV and your academic grades like GPA, etc. And then you have to, if you have some research papers, you can attach your research papers. That will be very useful actually. And never forget to make only one PDF file when you are writing an email to professor. And always put all of your documents in only one single PDF file. Like the first couple of pages may be CV, and then next page can be research interest, score sheets, or like expression of interest or list of publications. All those things in the single email. In the single PDF file. Because always I recommend to attach a single PDF file in the very first email when you are contacting a supervisor. Because if you don't like, maybe you don't get a chance to talk to him later, and he may sometimes block your ID even. So just try to put all of the useful information that you have, that you think that it will be useful for acquiring a position. Just attach everything there. Alright. As I mentioned earlier, that when you are exploring a professor, you have to go to the website, and always you have to look for the research that he is doing. Otherwise you will never get any response. and you have to make a relation between your previous background, whatever you have done, even if you are a bachelor student and you have done a couple of like research projects in your final years, and you have done some research, industrial internships, for example. That will also be, that will determine what your area of interest is. For example, if you are working on in a construction company and you are like you are approaching a professor who is like in a totally different field, so he will never ever reply you because your area of interest doesn't match to him, because they don't want to train a totally dumb student from scratch. Of course, they want some useful information that he already knows, and then they can train him again. So you have to be very careful. You should make your email like in such a way that your professor or the reader, he feels that you are the only best student for him, and you can do it. I mean, yeah. All right. So it's very fundamental, very simple thing in this slide, that when you are writing an email, so just be careful about few things. You will find the email address, of course, from the website over there of the group of your research supervisor, and then in the subject line you have a subject line in the email, and then you have a body and signature line. So just be careful that you fill all the parts like in a nice way, so that you have enough information and you don't crash anything during when he is reading your email. All right, so writing email.
I think there is a problem with the Mr. Jillani connection. Wait, let him come back. And I say again that you can ask the questions at the end. So there is no need of filling the question now. Otherwise, your question will not be in the line, in the loop. So we cannot check which question to be answered first. So when he finishes the presentation, then you can ask the questions. अभी देखेंगे कौन इस लेक्चर देने के लिए तैयार होता है. देन आई विल अरेंज टिप्स एंड स्ट्रेटजी ऑन राइटिंग. अभी कोई प्लान नहीं है. मुझे अभी ढूंढना पड़ेगा कि कोई इस तरह का हो जो कि इज गुड इन राइटिंग एंड अदर स्टफ हु कैन डू दिस. सो फिर ही है हम कर सकते. Mr. Jillani has a little connection problem. As soon as he comes online, we will start again. Okay, there was a problem in your connection.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes, okay, you can start. Okay, now stop messaging on the chat box, please, and we can talk about this later.
All right. So for writing an email, so try to be sure that you are putting the right email address. And sometimes people don't have the email address in their website, so they just have a link, hyperlink. You just click over there, and it will direct you to write an email in Outlook. So if you don't have Outlook, so you can you can just write, you can click on that link, hyperlink, and you will be directed to Outlook email. But over there you can copy the address, and then you can paste it in your regular email wherever you want. And sometimes some professors, they don't have email address provided on the website, so what they do is they just make a little box on the website, and you will be able to write your message that you want to contact, and then they will reply you back. Afterwards you will be able to contact them. So sometimes they have all kind of information on the website. So for example, sometimes they say, okay, the professor will not be answering the emails, so try to contact another like some other boss of the lab who is not a research professor, but I mean he is the kind of manager, so he will forward your emails to professor. So try to explore all these things. So just don't panic that there is no email address, so you will have some way of contact. And then in the subject line, so you have to write what is your real message. What is your real message that you want to convey in this email? For example, so in the subject line you will write what you want to, why are you writing this email to him. So you will convey the real message of writing that email. For example, if you are asking for some studentship or research position or a postdoc, whatever, so you can, for example, there are a couple of examples here. You can put like request of PhD studentship or application for PhD position, or for example, if sometimes they have some projects announced on their websites, and then you will be able to and they have announced that if you are interested in this project, contact a certain specific guy. So they will provide you the address, email address, and everything. So in the subject line, so you have to put this kind of similar expressions, and yeah, and don't try to make it very long, don't try to make it very short, just convey the right message what you want, and try to pick kind of specific words which will convey your message very well. And then you will go to the email body. You will write an email, the main text, which is the most important thing. So sometimes people think that, especially in Canada or US or Australia, people are very informal, or they are not, they don't like formalities. But it's reality that when you are first time contacting a professor or big guy, so you have to start with formal. You have to be formal, and so specifically while writing an email, so you will write dear professor, dear sir, and then afterwards you will you will start your email. Sometimes people write on the top left corner. Sometimes they write the name and address, and the address of the professor, just like a letter. When you're writing a letter, you have an address on top of that. So sometimes people write that, but it's not necessary. You can just put dear sir, dear professor, and just try to be very brief, and just simply say that I'm very enthusiastic, and I'm very glad to know about your research field, and I'm very happy to apply at your lab, because I'm pretty much interested, and this area of research is matching to my interest. So try to make him happy in the first line, and then you will introduce yourself, that what you are and where you have been so far, what were you doing, especially just tell him that where did you get your master's and bachelor's, for example, and what did you do there for research, especially. If you have some industrial experience, just explain very briefly, but try to be very concise. Like the total length of this part shouldn't be more than like 10 to 12 lines. So so you have to explain everything in a nice way, so that you don't put the non-trivial trivial words. For example, I'm very happy and I wanted to talk to you and I want to start a PhD. Like, try to be more explicit and concise, that this is why I'm contacting you, because your area of research is pretty much same that I am interested in. So and this is what I have done so far, and these are my research accomplishments. And introduce yourself. Actually, you have to sell yourself, that what are your good points. Tell him or her what your skills are. For example, some instrumental skills when you are working in engineering departments, for example. And try to convey few information. For example, the name of university and the recent place where you are and what are you doing these days. That's all you have to just tell him or her, that you are really interested and you are very fit for this position. That is the reason. That's the most important thing that people see when they are picking some student, that what is his or her area of research. And then you will just few more things in this part. Try to always build a kind of relationship between your research interest and the research interest of your supervisor, proposed supervisor. And you can propose, like in a very just in a 1 or 2 lines, that what you will be working on if you come to this lab. Like just generally, what will be your interest, what kind of projects you will be interested in. That and you should pick these projects from their group, so that they may easily accept you. And then you can conclude your this part with the positive, hopeful remarks, that I'm very hopeful that you will for a nice and positive response, and I will be waiting for your reply, kind reply. And then you can say at the end, say again some thanks, or some formal words, for example, best regards, yours sincerely, etc. And yeah, so this is the sample email. If you want to read later on, you can see that how to keep your sequence, what you want to say, and what is your area of like research, whatever. So this is the sample email. So it will be provided to you later on in the presentation, and you can see and read. And at the end, some people put their name and like signature. Signature means the name and the address, phone number, etc. So that if they want to contact you via some other method, via other way, if due to some reason your email is not working, and just provide the alternate, try to provide them alternate source of contact. For example, the postal address, or alternate email, and also the cell number or phone number, whatever you have. So that will be the last part of the email. So in this way, if you build a really nice email from the start to the end, if it makes the first impression good, and if professor is a bit happy, and you have good chances to get accepted. Well, the next thing that your professor will ask you, if he or she replies you back, then they will ask you about the expression of research interest, especially in Canada, I know, and Australia also. So they require this kind of little document, just a couple of pages, and they will ask you what is, they will ask you to explain what you are interested in again, In the email you are very concise, very brief, but you will basically explain whatever your accomplishments are till now. So they will ask you a little document where you will explain all these things. For example, in this document you will explain again, like what kind of research area and project you are interested in. So you will start with a paragraph where you will focus on the area of research that you will be working on, and you can basically state the importance and significance of that, in general, what is the significance of that area or the research or studies or that field. So the first paragraph can be like just significance and importance and the latest trends that are going on in that particular area of research. So that will basically convey a message that that you know your field, and you know that what is going on all around the world, and what is the importance of this field, and you are really interested and you are enthusiastic to start your research career. And then again you will explain. Actually, here is just explanation of whatever you have said in the email. So you will explain that what was your previous places where you go for studies, and you will tell whatever you have been doing, especially for research. If you are if you have been doing some research, or you have done some masters with research, or you have done some internships or some industry experience, whatever, you will explain in the second paragraph that what was your past. And afterwards you will describe your skills, so like some further extend your skills, like especially for engineers. So you will tell them what kind of, for example, instruments, or what kind of like software or whatever, so you are good at. And then you can briefly tell what your courses were when you were studying in your bachelor's and master's, but try to be picky and tell only those courses which are useful and which make some relation with this new area of research that you will be working on. And you can in the next paragraph, so just split all of this document into like 6, 7, 8 lines paragraphs, and you put all these things in little shorter paragraphs. And then in the next paragraph, for example, you can explain what you will be working on in the future, and why you want to do that, and like just try to build a relationship. And then and then why, of course, the last paragraph is very important, and what they will be looking for in that paragraph is, okay, so you are interested, you are good, you have done enough research experience, whatever, and what is your plan after PhD or master's? Because especially if you are in master program, so they will ask you what is your next goal, or what is your next plan. So that will be, if you can tell them that you are interested in keeping your way on the research, and you will stick to this field, that will be a bit useful. You can tell them that I'm kind of interested in research positions and academic positions, faculty positions, for example, and I want to keep research. I want to pick research field as a lifetime kind of career. So that will help a little bit, and try to make the reader feel that you are really motivated, and I mean, just try to avoid the very simple, formal, trivial words that everybody uses. I'm very interested and I want to do this. Like, for example, just simple words. Don't use simple words. Try to use stronger and like more explicit words, and tell them that why are you really motivated and what you want to do, and what is, you have to actually justify that why are you contacting that specific professor and why not other professors. So you have to, so the best couple of things to conclude will be, try to explain what you have done, and then try to make a relation, whatever you have been doing in the past, to your proposed area of research in your future. So that will be the most important thing, and it will help. Yeah, most of the professors, they will ask you another document, little document, that what is your motivation for PhD? What do you want to do a PhD? Like, they just simply write, what do you want? Why do you want to do a PhD? So you will have to explain, like in one paragraph, for example. They will say, just write one paragraph. Why are you interested? Why are you motivated for PhD? Why not just an industry or some other non-research position? So you just try to make it make them feel that I'm really interested, and it will be my future goal. So in this motivation kind of letter, not letter, I mean, I would say it's like a little document where you just explain that you are what is your motivation. And for example, these are just few words. These are just examples that, but you can of course make it better, and you can always put your own words. That for a certain, for these are the simple things that why a PhD, why people do a PhD. That is, they want, if they are interested in the scientific discoveries, of course, and if they are like working on some common kind of noble academic cause, research cause, that is like another point. And like if somebody is kind of interested, he is interested in the just only sciences, and he wants to develop his career in the science, then that is another point that you can say as a motivation point. And of course, the best point is that you want to enhance your qualification in your area, and you want to be a sort of master in your area. Of course, like that is one reason that people are interested in PhD. So these are the basic things for contacting a research professor, and then what kind of documents he or she will be interested in from you, and you will give them like your CV and research interest into document and motivation for PhD, and they will evaluate, and the professor will evaluate all of your capability from these documents. So try to make them beautiful, looking good, and that's all almost, like, because of the the timing is like we can't just explain everything in the one session. So I just explain what you want to, when you are contacting a professor, what you should do, and what points you should keep in mind when you are contacting. And there are just a couple of take home messages that from this presentation. There are like great places all around the world, and if you get there somehow, it will not only improve your career, like research or scientific career, but also professional career, and then it will make your personality groomed and better and better, and it's very important. And I would say just be motivated, and think on time, and get prepared. It's not hard, and keep in contact with the people, with the people who are already in this field. For example, there's a there are large groups of like Pakistani students, like for example Wakar and some other people. So I hope everybody will be willing to help all of you. So good luck, and never forget Pakistan, and try to try to help as much as you can if you are at some good or nice place. And that's all from now. Thank you so much. And if you have any question, I think Bakhar will tell you how to continue. Thank you very much. Bakhar, are you listening?
Now we will take the questions and you can post on the chat box. आप लोग chat box पे paste कर सकते हैं अपने questions और we will answer from
okay, text.
जी
text से जाके उस पे आंसर देने. Okay.
हाँ मेरा ख्याल यही है, टेक्स्ट से दे देते हैं क्योंकि आई थिंक सो.
ठीक है, नो प्रॉब्लम. या
आई थिंक कलीम समा से शुरू करते हैं. ये तो कोई क्वेश्चन पूरा नहीं है, ये मोहम्मद अली से स्टार्ट कर लें. मोहम्मद अली, व्हाट इज द फ्यूचर अपॉर्चुनिटीज ऑफ PhD in materials engineering and Canada? For how many universities IELTS is required?
देखिए, फ्यूचर अपॉर्चुनिटीज तो बहुत ज़्यादा हैं. ऑफ कोर्स मटेरियल्स इंजीनियरिंग इज लाइक वन ऑफ द most important field nowadays, especially when you are coming to US, Canada, Australia, all these places. बात यह है कि इसके अंदर हर यूनिवर्सिटी में तकरीबन मटेरियल्स का डिपार्टमेंट है. wherever engineering is, material science is there. तो आप उसमें यूनिवर्सिटीज़ तो ऑलमोस्ट सब में, जो भी इंजीनियरिंग यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं उन सब में तकरीबन मटेरियल्स का डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं. जो बड़ी बड़ी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं जो मशहूर हैं, यहाँ पे McGill है, UBC है, अपना दूसरा यूनिवर्सिटी टोरंटो है, तो इन सब में ऑफ कोर्स इट इज़ देयर. और आइल्स की जो बात है, आइल्स की कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज़ बड़ी वाली हैं, UBC में, McGill में, यूनिवर्सिटी टोरंटो में, दे डोंट रिक्वायर आइल्स फ्रॉम पाकिस्तानी स्टूडेंट्स. उसकी बात यह है कि दे जस्ट नीड अ लिटिल लेटर कि आपने यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में सॉरी आपका जो प्रीवियस स्टडीज़ थी दे वर इन इंग्लिश, दैट्स ऑल. एंड एक्चुअली इन McGill में तो ये भी है कि वो कुछ भी नहीं मांगते. वो कहते हैं एडमिशन के लिए कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए, मतलब आइल्स की बात करें तो दे सिंपली हैव रिटन के यू आर एग्जम्प्टेड फ्रॉम आइल्स स्पेशली फॉर पाकिस्तानीज.
ऑलराइट. और इसके अलावा उन्होंने एक क्वेश्चन है, PhD in veterinary epidemiology.
I don't know if I mean in this specific area, but one thing that I would simply say is कि जो कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल McGill की बात करूँ अगर, तो दिस इज़ अ ग्रेट प्लेस फॉर मेडिसिन गाइस कि जिनकी मेडिसिन में इंटरेस्ट है, जो बायोकेमिस्ट्री में लोग हैं. So this is basically number one university in Canada for medicine. So try to explore. There are like bunch of the departments in this medicine category. So आप उसमें से देखें. I guess you will be able to find information, but I'm not really sure. Yeah. And then question is, Kaleem, some TOEFL minimum score. GRE is also important. Yeah, मैंने ये बात की थी कि जो GRE है, GRE तो इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है, मैंने पहले बताया. कनाडा के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है, यानी एडमिशन की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है. स्पेशली अगर आप PhD के लिए आ रहे हैं तो कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है GRE लेने की. लेकिन यस, अगर आप US जाना चाहते हैं तो यू कैन नॉट गो विदाउट GRE. तो अच्छी GRE के साथ जाना पड़ेगा, लेकिन कनाडा में ज़रूरी नहीं है. बाकी जो NTS की बात की थी मैंने, दैट वाज जस्ट टू से अगर आप लोग प्रिपेयर करें अपने फाइनल ईयर्स में, सारी ऑप्शंस खुली रखें. अगर ड्यू टू सम रीज़न अगर आप फॉरेन फंडिंग स्कॉलरशिप अचीव नहीं कर पाते तो आप यू कैन गो वाया HEC for example. They have a lot of programs where you can go. And then question is, can I apply for thesis in the progress and score sheet is not complete? No problem. Score sheet complete नहीं है, कोई मसला नहीं है. Thesis progress में है. This is the best time I would say कि आपको अपना clear idea है कि मैं thesis क्या करना चाह रहा हूँ, क्या कर रहा हूँ, और score sheet जितनी है वो भेज दें एंड देन दे ऑलवेज अंडरस्टैंड कि ये कंप्लीट नहीं है, लेकिन इट विल बी कंप्लीटेड, लेकिन वो आपका जो पहला स्कोर जितना भी उस पर आया होगा वो उसको देख के देख लेंगे, नो प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल। बट एट द एंड जब आपने ज्वाइन करना होगा तो वो फिर आपसे फाइनल वो डॉक्यूमेंट्स मांगेंगे जस्ट बिफोर you will be joining the university. And then can we use Microsoft Word format for our CV or PDF only? What is the best time of week to contact professors? Yeah, the best time of the week is to um, आप ना सैटरडेज और संडेज को बैठ के ईमेल्स किया करें सबको, और प्रोफेसर्स मंडे को आए तो वो थोड़े से खुश भी होते हैं, तो जल्दी जल्दी आते हैं, मोटिवेटेड भी होते हैं, वो सारी ईमेल्स पढ़ लेते हैं। अगर आप वीकेंड की तरफ आप ईमेल्स करते हैं तो जनरली देयर आर चांसेस कि दे गेट इग्नोर्ड। और ये बात जो है, कैन वी यूज माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड फॉर्मेट फॉर CV or PDF? Oh, okay. Actually you can use, but they always prefer कि आप PDF भेजें, क्योंकि like उसमें फॉर्मेट्स वगैरह चेंज नहीं होता, दैट इज सिक्योर मोड, तो इस वजह से in email to professor whether we should attach research paper or just mention the name on CV. So बात यह है कि जब आप अगर आपके पेपर्स हैं तो आई वुड से कि अटैच देम, और एटलीस्ट उनकी लिस्ट ऑफ पब्लिकेशन दे दें एक्सेप्टेड, और उनके वो DOIs दे दें, ये पेपर एक्सेप्टेड है और इसकी पब्लिश्ड है ऑनलाइन, तो उसका वो जो फॉर्मेट होता है पेपर डालने का, यानी जो रेफरेंस देने का स्टाइल है, तो वो आप उस रेफरेंस के तरीके से भी लिख सकते हैं। ऑफ कोर्स यू विल राइट you will list all of your publications at the end of your CV, लेकिन अगर वो sometimes it's useful कि आप एटलीस्ट फर्स्ट पेज ऑफ योर पेपर या एब्स्ट्रैक्ट ऑफ योर पेपर वो भी आप उसको भेज दें। The best way is to like write all abstracts like in just couple of pages और सेंड करते हैं उनको, तो they will take a look कि पेपर में है क्या बेसिकली। दूसरी बात यह कि कनाडा और ऑस्ट्रेलिया में प्रोफेसर, ऑफ कोर्स प्रोफेसर इज लाइक वही आपका माई बाप होता है, इधर प्रोफेसर PhD में तो उसी ने सब कुछ आपको हैंडल करना है, तो मतलब अगर वो एक्सेप्ट करता है तो अव्वल तो एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेगा, अगर एक्सेप्ट करेगा तो वो उसके पास फंडिंग होगी तो एक्सेप्ट करेगा, और अगर उसका एरिया ऑफ रिसर्च मिलता होगा आपसे तभी एक्सेप्ट करेगा, और ही विल बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर मोस्ट ऑफ योर स्टफ व्हेन यू आर स्टडीइंग हियर। तो ऑफ कोर्स प्रोफेसर इज लाइक आई वुड से मोर देन 70-80% जो काम है वो प्रोफेसर ने हैंडल करना होता है, तो यू हैव टू बी इट्स वेरी यूजफुल, प्रोफेसर इज वेरी यूजफुल ऑफ कोर्स। Masters is GRE required for Canada? Can you get scholarship for masters without contacting professors? We just applying. Exactly. आप अप्लाई कर सकते हैं मास्टर्स के लिए, GRE रिक्वायर्ड नहीं है, मास्टर्स के अप्लाई कर सकते हैं लेकिन फंडेड नहीं है। मैंने बात ये की थी कि ओनली मास्टर्स इज नॉट फंडेड, तो बाकी अगर आप करना चाहते हैं तो आप मतलब कर सकते हैं, कोई इशू नहीं है। GRE चाहिए नहीं चाहिए और प्रोफेसर से बात करने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, आप जस्ट सिंपली अप्लाई करें और मास्टर्स की कोर्स में आ जाएं, बट यू हैव टू पे ऑल ऑफ योर एक्सपेंसेस। It should be international GRE first of all, or local GRE is not accepted anywhere in the world, only HGC accepts, कि वो तो उन्होंने अपना एक बनाया हुआ एक सिस्टम चले थोड़ा सा एक सिलेक्शन के लिए, लेकिन ऑफ कोर्स उसकी कोई इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं है व्हेन यू आर गोइंग अब्रॉड, तो उसके लिए तो वो जाहिर है इंटरनेशनल GRE ही चाहिए होगा। Sir, I'm in Afghanistan, whatever I should answer TOEFL. कोई खास रीज़न नहीं है आइल्स से टॉफल करने में, आइल्स कर लें दैट्स इजी, और इट हैज़ द सेम वैल्यू, यू कैन सिमिलर वैल्यू, यू कैन गो टू ऑलमोस्ट एवरीवेयर एक्सेप्ट US, लेकिन एक्सेप्ट अगर US में जाना चाहते हैं तो TOEFL कर लें. फिर TOEFL जो है is all worldwide, but IELTS is sometimes not accepted in US. So try to, अगर आपने ज़्यादा ऑप्शन कोई रखनी है तो TOEFL कर लें, वरना IELTS चल जाएगा मोस्ट ऑफ द प्लेसेस पे. But IELTS is easy. Tobacco was I think this is the similar question from the same attendee. बात यह है कि यूनिवर्सिटी में रिक्वायरमेंट PhD की आपका एक सर्टेन GPA होना चाहिए. 2.6 2.8 है आई गेस, आई एम जस्ट मिसिंग. तो उसमें 2.8 GPA आपका है. मिनिमल रिक्वायरमेंट मैं बता रहा हूँ, मतलब वही चाहिए होता है. लेकिन उस स्टेज से पहले आपको प्रोफेसर से रब्ता करना है. अगर प्रोफेसर आपको एक्सेप्ट करता है देन देयर इज नो इशू कि आपको यानी आपकी बाकी मिनिमम रिक्वायरमेंट्स अगर पूरी हो रही है यूनिवर्सिटी की तरफ से तो दे विल गिव यू एडमिशन. लेकिन जो पोजीशन और अपॉर्चुनिटी है दैट इज इन द हैंड ऑफ professor like most of the times, because he or she will have to take care of you. For Quebec you have to, Quebec की कोई बात नहीं है. Quebec में एक एक्स्ट्रा चीज़ होती है कि यहाँ से आपको वही लेटर लेना पड़ता है गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से, Quebec गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से, जिसमें जस्ट अनदर लाइक एक्स्ट्रा डॉक्यूमेंट होता है जो वीज़ा से पहले आपको लेना होता है. और वीज़ा लगवाने से पहले जब वो डॉक्यूमेंट मिलता है, ऑनलाइन है उसका सिस्टम, तो यू कैन वंस यू गेट दैट डॉक्यूमेंट यू कैन अप्लाई फॉर वीज़ा. तो अदरवाइज बाकी कनाडा में वो तो नहीं चाहिए होता. सो इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ परमिशन फ्रॉम क्यूबेक गवर्नमेंट. GRE मैंडेटरी नहीं है, मैंने पहले बता दिया है. बट प्रोफेसर सीज और स्कॉलरशिप इट्स टू. आई थिंक क्वेश्चन अगर मैं सही समझ रहा हूँ तो कि प्रोफेसर क्या देखते हैं, प्रोफेसर के पास कुछ कोटा होता है यूनिवर्सिटी की तरफ से कि इतने स्टूडेंट्स आप इस साल में ले सकते हैं, आपको हम इतने फंडिंग दे सकते हैं यूनिवर्सिटी की तरफ से. सम टाइम प्रोफेसर के पास प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं यूनिवर्सिटी बाहर से, रिसर्च फंडिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस होती हैं गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से होती हैं, या कुछ इंडस्ट्रीज होती हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल इंजीनियरिंग में तो दे फंड PhD स्टूडेंट्स. तो प्रोफेसर के पास फिर वो फंडिंग डायरेक्ट आती है, तो वो उसमें से यूज़ कर सकते हैं, आपको दे सकते हैं, या फिर गवर्नमेंट पार्शली यूनिवर्सिटी सपोर्ट करेगी, पार्शली प्रोफेसर करेगी. इस तरह से एक कोटा होता है. बट दे ऑलवेज टेल के यूनिवर्सिटी की अपनी कुछ रेस्ट्रिक्शंस होती हैं कि तुम इस दफ़ा यूनिवर्सिटी की फंडिंग पे कितने लोग ले सकते हो, ठीक है. और बाकी जो है अगर आपके पास पैसे हैं प्रोफेसर के पास तो ऑफ कोर्स ही और शी कैन गेट एज मेनी स्टूडेंट्स एज ही वांट्स. तो डिपेंड्स कि उसके पास कितने पैसे हैं, कितने प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, और क्या रिसर्च फंडिंग कहाँ से आ रही है, कितनी है. We have to define our research work by ourselves or professor in his project. You have to define your research work, of course, yourself, कि आपने क्या किया है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल नो कि उन्होंने किस तरह से मास्टर्स या बैचलर्स में अपने किए हैं प्रोजेक्ट्स वगैरह, तो उनको आपने एक्सप्लेन करना सिंपली. और इसमें आई थिंक प्रीटी मच एक्सप्लेन्ड. GRE अगेन GRE इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है. एंड doing his thesis या अगर आप थीसिस कर रहे हैं तो अच्छी बात है और आपको अपने क्लियर प्लान का पता है. सो यू कैन इजीली, एक्चुअली दिस इज द बेस्ट टाइम कि आपको सारा अपना रिसर्च का अंदाज़ा है और आप अपनी एक अच्छी CV और अच्छी ईमेल डाल सकते हैं प्रोफेसर को, सो दैट ही कैन मेक्स मोर अट्रैक्टिव. What was the university name you mentioned for medicine? It's McGill University. Actually, it's the top university in Quebec and whole Canada for medicine. So it's very good if you're really interested in medicine or any kind of biochemistry thing. It is one of the best choices. And there are so many departments. So you can always select any. There are so many professors, so many departments. in this area, so you can really search for them. How many universities in IT and computer science? Well, I would say again, जहाँ पे engineering फिजिकल साइंसेस के डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं, इंजीनियरिंग के डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं, अब मुझे इस तरह से नहीं पता कि कितनी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में कंप्यूटर साइंस है, बट यू नो कि जिसमें इंजीनियरिंग है और साइंसेस हैं तो वहाँ पे ये तो होगी. सो बट यू हैव टू सी, बट मोस्ट ऑफ द बिग यूनिवर्सिटीज़, गुड यूनिवर्सिटीज़, they do have this IT and computer science kind of departments. For your previous lecture, I had contacted so many professors in Canada for master studies. The professor secretary contacted me for some portion of my bachelor thesis because I have noticed more than GPA 10 and 3%. So what are my chances? Exactly. कोई मसला नहीं है. For master students, they don't really want you to be very research oriented. ठीक है, आपने कुछ थोड़ी बहुत रिसर्च की है, जस्ट उनको थीसिस अपना कुछ पार्ट भेज दें, यानी जो मेन रिजल्ट्स वगैरह आपने निकाले हैं या जो मेन उसका एसेंस है वो आप उनको भेज दें, कोई इशू नहीं है. एक्चुअली दे विल ऑलवेज आस्क यू कि हमें ना अपना प्रीवियस थीसिस भेजें. अगर आप बैचलर से मास्टर्स में आ रहे हैं तो आप कहेंगे बैचलर वाला थीसिस दो, अगर आप मास्टर से PhD में आ रहे हैं तो आप कहेंगे मास्टर्स का थीसिस हमें प्रोवाइड करो. सो दे ऑलवेज ask about that. ये एक formal preview thing है, so don't worry, just tell them. And I hope कि there are chances, especially अगर आपका इतना अच्छा GPA 3.7, तो this is very good. And I hope कि प्रोफेसर ने अगर contact back किया है तो he is interested. Like there are chances, there are good chances. That's what I can say. Which university are related to the telecom? Can you suggest me some universities for PhD? Telecom, I hope you are talking about telecom engineering or electronics kind of things, so I'm not really sure, but anyway, universities जो हैं उसमें I would say again, मैंने last lecture में actually कुछ university के नाम वगैरह डाले थे. McGill University है, University of Toronto है, University of British Columbia है, और यानी जो बड़ी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं. इसके अलावा University of Calgary, Edmonton, Alberta. So all these universities are there, and but you have to see really कि इनके departments क्या क्या हैं वहाँ पे. I'm not really sure कि किस universities में, but बड़ी universities में ये सारी, I mean, these fields are present. But these are the big universities, so try to go for them first. अच्छी university में कोशिश करें, and अगर नहीं होता तो फिर you can go for the lower and lower and lower. How much time before the start of official admission application we should contact professor? The very first step for, if you're talking about PhD, the very first step to start your process is to contact a professor. So it means I would say 1 year और थोड़ा सा उससे ज़्यादा टाइम पहले आप स्टार्ट करें अपनी एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस, बात करें. क्योंकि बात यह है कि अगर आपका एडमिशन हो भी जाए, you don't need to start right away. You have like enough time to start your PhD. I mean, they will give you time. Like अगर आपका एडमिशन होता है वो आपको 6 महीने पहले बताएंगे कि आप अगले नेक्स्ट फॉल में आ रहे हैं, मतलब आपका एडमिशन एक्सेप्ट हो गया, तो कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है. मतलब just keep applying well ahead of time, और you can always delay your admission. अगर एक दफ़ा सिक्योर हो जाए, कोई मसला हो जाए, आप नहीं पहुंच सकते या कोई इशू है, तो you can tell them कि मुझे एक सेमेस्टर आप उसको डिले करवा दें, so I will start in the next semester. So there's no problem at all. They will be happy to do that, don't worry. And then is wow, no GRE no awards for Canada. No GRE no awards for Canada, yes. General scholarship offers in Canada. General scholarship offers, if you are talking about the funding or the amount of money, it's like for PhD is around $32,000 per year, and then you have to pay your tuition and insurance and your living etc. बाकी जो अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ अगर आप बात करें तो फिर उसमें प्रोफेसर के पास स्कॉलरशिप्स होते हैं, कुछ गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से स्कॉलरशिप्स हैं, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से, कुछ प्रोविंशियल गवर्नमेंट्स की स्कॉलरशिप्स भी होते हैं. सो बेसिकली यू डोंट नीड टू रियली बॉदर अबाउट कि कहाँ से पैसे आ रहे हैं. यू जस्ट नीड टू कॉन्टेक्ट प्रोफेसर. he or she will tell you कि अच्छा मेरे पास इस तरह से पैसे हैं, because he is or she is responsible. बाकी जो ओपन स्कॉलरशिप्स हैं, मसलन कुछ गवर्नमेंट के स्कॉलरशिप्स हैं, वेनियर ग्रेजुएट स्कॉलरशिप है या कुछ और हैं, उनका ये होता है कि उसमें कंपटीशन बहुत ज़्यादा टफ होता है एंड देयर आर लेस चांसेस कि आप कर सकते हैं. लेकिन यस, अगर आपका प्रोफाइल अच्छा है तो आप डायरेक्ट उसके लिए अप्लाई करें स्कॉलरशिप के लिए फर्स्ट, एंड देन यू गो फॉर एडमिशन. We contact with any professor and then there's no need to take admission in any university. If a professor accepts you as a student, should we have to afford all the visa expenses ourselves? प्रोफेसर आपको एक्सेप्ट करता है, इट डजंट मीन कि आपका एडमिशन हो गया. प्रोफेसर के एक्सेप्ट करने का मतलब सिर्फ ये है कि वो एग्री हो गया कि आप जब यहाँ पे आएंगे तो आपके रिसर्च को सुपरवाइज करेगा, दैट्स ऑल. अब बाकी जो और उसके फंडिंग का भी जो वो भी श्योरिटी होगी ऑफ कोर्स इफ ही एग्रीज, या वो अगर नहीं होगी तो वो बता देगा कि मैं फंडिंग का कोशिश करूंगा या व्हाटएवर, बट मोस्ट केसेस में फंडेड होती है. बाकी जो बात है, इफ अ प्रोफेसर एक्सेप्ट्स, ऑफ कोर्स यू हैव टू एक्सेप्ट, यू हैव टू अफोर्ड ऑल दीज एक्सपेंसेस योरसेल्फ. हाँ, अगर प्रोफेसर कोई बहुत जेनरस मिल गया, बहुत अच्छे वाला, तो शायद पैसे दे दे, लेकिन इट्स नॉट कॉमन. SOP, EOI, yeah, is almost same. SOP is like, yeah, statement of purpose. It's pretty much same document, exactly. Need presentation, कोई मसला नहीं, मिल जाएगी. Please explain about residence permit and also explain about visa interview, your own experience. Okay, for residence permit, जो भी स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पे आते हैं स्पेशली फॉर PhD, तो उनको मिल जाता है रेजिडेंस, परमानेंट रेजिडेंस उनको मिल जाती है आफ्टर 4 years आई गेस. उसकी वजह यह है कि 2 साल के बाद अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, उसके बाद कुछ टाइम होती है. तो इन मोस्ट केसेस लाइक 90-95% पीपल दे गेट परमानेंट रेजिडेंस लाइक आफ्टर PhD, उनके पास होती है वो PR कार्ड. लेकिन जो बाकी बात है, इंटरव्यू, वीज़ा इंटरव्यू नहीं होता आई थिंक पाकिस्तान में, मेरा तो नहीं हुआ. मतलब इफ़ दे रियली नीड सम, मतलब कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन चाहिए तो फिर वो शायद इंटरव्यू के लिए बुलाते हैं, बट इंटरव्यू मोस्ट केसेस में मतलब स्टूडेंट के तौर पे आ रहे हैं तो नहीं लेते हैं. यानी आपके जस्ट डॉक्यूमेंट्स देखते हैं और जिस प्रोवाइड द मैन ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स एंड दे विल बी हैप्पी. उसमें कोई इशू नहीं है. वीज़ा भी सबको मिल जाता है तकरीबन. अगर आपकी स्पेशली फंडेड पोजीशन है हियर, then you will definitely get visa like very quickly within just 3 to 4-5 weeks, and like it's very quick. So can I just upload all slides to the next course? Okay, let's go. I sort of I must know. Can you apply for PhD in Canada with 16 years of education? 16 years of education, exactly. आप अप्लाई कर सकते हैं 16 ईयर्स ऑफ एजुकेशन के साथ. यानी आपने बैचलर्स कोई ऑनर्स में किया है, कोई यानी इंजीनियरिंग की है या कोई साइंसेज में कोई ऑनर्स की डिग्री की है, 4 साल की बैचलर है, तो ऑफ कोर्स यू कैन गेट इनटू PhD. दैट विल बी अ मास्टर्स एंड इन PhD इंटीग्रेटेड प्रोग्राम. उसमें क्या होगा कि आपका 1 साल यानी 3 साल की नॉर्मल PhD का एक ड्यूरेशन होता है स्टैंडर्ड, वो आप कहेंगे अच्छा आपके 4 साल हैं, although it can be extended like further, depends कि आपकी progress क्या है. We cleared before that minimum GPA required for the material, but if we do master from Germany and here we can from 1 rather than 4, you know the minimum GPA. कोई इशू नहीं है. आप उनके कन्वर्जन टेबल्स हैं ऑलमोस्ट अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के सबके यहाँ पे निकल के वेबसाइट की कन्वर्जन टेबल दिया हुआ है कि अगर आप किस कंट्री से हैं और वहाँ से क्या सिस्टम है, और उसके हिसाब से आप अपनी कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं कि आपका GPA क्या बनता है इनके हिसाब से. तो ऑलवेज कैलकुलेट योर GPA इनके हिसाब से. आप वो आप देखें, हमेशा इनकी वेबसाइट पे वो इन्फॉर्मेशन दी होती है कि कैलकुलेट कैसे करना है GPA को, और दे विल टेल यू ऑल दैट इन्फॉर्मेशन. वन ऑफ द बेस्ट थिंग इन कनाडा इज कि वेबसाइट्स आर वेरी एक्सप्लिसिट और बड़ी इंफॉर्मेटिव हैं, and they are very easy or user friendly, so you will be able to really find most of the information. और इस तरह की चीज़ें भी यानी कन्वर्जन टेबल्स हैं एंड यू हैव टू सी देम. आई एम नॉट रियली श्योर अबाउट जर्मनी. Only MS leading to PhD are funded. Masters, exactly. Masters is not funded. MS to PhD is funded. University of Toronto, McGill University, British Columbia, Alberta, McMaster. Oh yeah, somebody has told. या 16 years की एजुकेशन 16 years की एजुकेशन है तो मैंने पहले बता दिया कि आप जा सकते हैं पीएचडी के लिए. मास्टर्स और पीएचडी इंटीग्रेटेड प्रोग्राम में जा सकते हैं एंड दैट्स वेरी एक्चुअली दैट इज बेटर दैन अ सिंपल पीएचडी because you don't need to do masters. Like, I mean, you will skip your masters and you will save some time. बायोकेमिस्ट्री की स्कॉलरशिप. बायोकेमिस्ट्री मैंने बताया देयर इज डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं उनकी फंडिंग है उनके पास. यू हैव टू कॉन्टैक्ट दैट्स ऑल. You will get some information from them. Absolutely, there are scholarships. Absolutely, there are positions available, but you have to find a nice professor who will accept you and who will provide you funding. So just be careful. Well, life in McGill, is there a large Pakistani community there or very few Pakistani students? परेशानी होना यहाँ पे बहुत पाकिस्तानी. There is a heap of Pakistani students. सब जगह हर तरफ आपको नजर आते हैं. So don't worry. बहुत ज़्यादा है. I already applied for studentship. Professor is interested, and what I said. Which score? What do you think is also better for high score? In my personal opinion, मैं कहूँगा कि IELTS is better कि ज़्यादा अच्छा स्कोर लेने में, but it varies कि आप ज़्यादा skillful किस में हैं, but I'm not sure. I would say that IELTS is less, and IELTS is better than TOEFL to get better score. What is the reputation of University of British Columbia? Do you have any idea? What do you? UBC, University of British Columbia, is one of the leading players here, especially like number one is University of Toronto, second पे McGill है, and then is University of British Columbia. तो ये टॉप यूनिवर्सिटीज में है. बहुत अच्छी है, बहुत अच्छी जगह पे है, खूबसूरत प्लेस पे है. तो लिविंग कॉस्ट काफ़ी ज़्यादा है वहाँ पे UBC में, बिकॉज वैंकूवर इज़ वेरी एक्सपेंसिव. लेकिन एक रफ सा नंबर ये है कि यू नीड लाइक $1,300-400 पर मंथ आपको रहने के लिए चाहिए होते हैं. Can apply directly from Europe to Canada without any problem instead of going back to. You don't need to go back to Pakistan. I would say don't go back to Pakistan and apply there. आप यहीं से अप्लाई करें, जहाँ भी आप बैठे हुए आप वहीं से अप्लाई करें और वहीं से बेशक आप डायरेक्ट यहीं पे आएँ. There is no issue at all. You can always go do that. Your major now? Well, my major is materials engineering. That means MS IT without thesis can also apply for PhD. Means MS in IT without thesis. Absolutely, yes. You can apply for PhD. Chances in biomedical engineering. There are very big chances. There are so many opportunities for biomedical engineers because it's very famous department here. बहुत सारे professors हैं and they have like extensive enormous funding. So I would say कि बायोमेडिकल इंजीनियर्स के लिए बहुत अच्छी है कि यहाँ पे अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ जो बायोमेडिकल की है, स्पेशली मैं McGill के साथ बात कर रहा हूँ तो यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा है. सो आई वुड से कि you don't need to worry. If you have a nice profile, you should be able to get here. IT profession, should I on my profession projects or focus on research? whatever you have, whatever your solid point is. If you are an IT professional, if you have been working majorly in a industry or the like some company, you can always say that this industrial company experience, like you have to relate it how it will be useful for your research, because PhD is of course research. तो अगर आप रिसर्च में जाना चाह रहे हैं, PhD में स्विच करना चाह रहे हैं from your like company or other place, तो उसके लिए आपको फोकस रिलेट करें। आपने अपना आपका सॉलिड पॉइंट तो यही होगा कि आपने आईटी में जो भी एक्सपीरियंस किया है, बट यू कैन ऑलवेज से कि मैंने ये किया है तो इसका क्या इफेक्ट हो सकता है आपके पीएचडी के हिसाब से उस रिसर्च में। In most universities of Canada, how much intake of PhD students each year and in what? PhD की फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल टाइमिंग तो कोई ऐसी फिक्स नहीं होती। बेसिकली देर आर लाइक थ्री सेमेस्टर्स जहाँ पे स्टार्ट होते हैं। जनवरी में स्टार्ट होता है एक सेमेस्टर विंटर, एंड देन फॉल स्टार्ट्स इन सितंबर, एंड देन देर इज अ समर सेमेस्टर। बट पीएचडी वाले उसमें भी ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, सो you can see any kind of a master in neuroscience. I told you, if you are interested in bio or medical, you have so many opportunities, especially for McGill. Don't leave McGill. There are so many opportunities for medicine guys. So I would say try to find. Well, अगर एक दफ़ा ईमेल का रिप्लाई नहीं आता है तो you can follow another email. लाइक कुछ एक या 2 वीक्स के बाद आप उसको दोबारा ईमेल कर सकते हैं और उसमें आप कह सकते हैं कि अपनी दोबारा रिस्पांस के लिए पूछ सकते हैं, लेकिन नॉट मोर देन 2 टाइम्स आई वुड से। लाइक जस्ट एक दफ़ा आपको रिस्पांस नहीं आया तो आप उसको पूछ सकते हैं। समटाइम्स हो सकता है कि ही मे मिस और फॉरगेट, और या बात है। बाकी मटेरियल रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ जीआरई आईएस डिपार्टमेंट नो कोई डिपार्टमेंट से वेरी नहीं करती, सब सेम है। Any benefit if someone has 2 master's degrees? I think कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है। अगर आपने एक बस मास्टर्स एक ही काउंट होगी जो जहाँ से की हुई है, मतलब अच्छी वाली आप उसमें डाल दें, कोई एक्स्ट्रा बेनिफिट नहीं मिलेगा। Any scholarship for PhD in does a PhD student needs to cover his living expenses, medical insurance? इसमें यह है कि आपको पैसे मिल जाते हैं सारे के सारे यहाँ पे, एंड देन यू हैव टू पे ऑल ऑफ थिंग्स, लाइक दे विल गिव यू मनी एंड देन यू हैव टू गिव देम बैक एज अ ट्यूशन, एंड यू हैव टू पे योर इंश्योरेंस, एंड यू हैव टू पे योर लिविंग एक्सपेंसेस योरसेल्फ। बट वो आपको इतने पैसे दे देंगे शुरू में, सो बेसिकली इट्स लाइक दे विल गिव यू एंड टेक बैक। what are the prospects about chemical engineering submitted polymer? There is a very nice group in McGill for polymeric nanocomposites, so you can really see for them in chemical department. It's a very nice department. There are more than like 20 professors, and I hope, and there is a very large group on polymeric nanocomposites in McGill, so I would say try to contact them. Hopefully it will be helpful. Thanks for your time. All right, thank you. Which stage of PhD you are? एज की क्या जरूरत पड़ गई है?
Yeah, I think questions are
Yeah, I
repeating
think
now. I
it's
would like
done.
it will stop, or yeah, Jillani age looks less, and he is also younger, quite younger than me even, and yeah, you should remember his name, because I think that he will be one day he will be one of the good
Thank you,
professors
Kazi.
in Pakistan. Yeah, because I know him. मैं जिलानी को उस वक्त से जानता हूँ जब ये कोरिया के अंदर था. He was my junior, और Master Janto is quite good, and inshallah I hope, my wishes are with him that he will become a very good professor. So remember his name, because in future you will want positions in his group. So
Thank you,
thank
God,
you
for
so
your
much.
nice compliments.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ghulam Jilani, for
No
your
problem.
time. Really,
It's
it
my
was a
pleasure.
nice lecture, and people can email you also. And if you get the time, you can reply them. And yeah, I know you are quite busy, as I told the people that Jilani is quite busy in his work, not free like
No,
me
I mean it's okay, but
to
especially
to
on
do many
no, I mean
activities.
it's also useful. Of course, you are doing very nice. जैसे कि बात यह है कि वीकेंड पे मैं रिप्लाई सारे तकरीबन कर ही देता हूँ अगर पहले ना हो सके तो don't worry. No session.
सही है। तो इंशाल्लाह ये लेक्चर हमने इस बार वीडियो भी रिकॉर्ड की है, तो आपको भी ये वीडियो अवेलेबल होगी इंशाल्लाह। लेट नाइट्स के अंदर हम वीडियो भी अपलोड कर देंगे और लेक्चर भी। जैसे कि आप अभी जानते हैं, अभी आपके कंक्लूडिंग रिमार्क्स देंगे जिलानी एट द एंड। मैं जस्ट कुछ कहना चाहूँगा स्टूडेंट्स को कि नेक्स्ट लेक्चर हमारा अभी होगा 8 बजे, तकरीबन 1.5 घंटे, आधे घंटे बाद। आधे घंटे बाद हमारा लेक्चर होगा, और वो होगा स्पेसिफिकली फॉर द पीपल हु आर ग्रेजुएट्स ऑफ पेट्रोलियम इंजीनियरिंग और केमिकल और जियोलॉजिकल, और पेट्रोलियम जियोलॉजिकल और केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग गाइस। उनके बारे में मिस्टर फारूक हमजा देंगे। ही इज़ अ ग्रेजुएट from US, and he will explain about job opportunities as well as applying in universities. So अगर आप specific major से हैं तो kindly attend that, otherwise it may not help you much. Or because after Jilani lecture our general sessions will end almost, so ये 12 lectures हमने almost arrange किए थे to help the people who are in Pakistan, so that you can get some idea about the scholarships and other opportunities. और अब ये है कि आप शेयरिंग किया करें। स्कॉलरशिप नेटवर्क ग्रुप है, 7 फेज ग्रुप है, कई ग्रुप्स हैं जो कि कर रहे हैं पाकिस्तान में बहुत ज़्यादा तादाद में। आप उसके ऊपर शेयरिंग किया करें अगर कोई स्कॉलरशिप मिलता है। इसके अलावा एक रिक्वेस्ट है मेरी, इफ़ यू हैव सम फ्रेंड्स who are doing post graduation in medical field, specifically in MBBS after MBBS and BDS after they are doing some post graduation field, kindly if they want to give the lecture also for the specific field and how to secure the scholarship abroad, तो काइंडली आप उन्हें मेरा कांटेक्ट दें और लेट देम कांटेक्ट मी, और ताकि हम उनके लेक्चर भी अरेंज कर सकें। So yeah, any field, any diverse field, I will give the form। मैं हमेशा फॉर्म सर्कुलेट करता हूँ। कुछ अर्सा पहले भी हमने किया था वॉलंटियर्स के लिए, तो अनलकीली डॉक्टर्स वगैरह की तरफ से कोई रिस्पांस नहीं आया। तो काइंडली अगर कोई आपके हैं तो ये रिक्वेस्ट है आप लोगों से, अगर कोई दोस्त है, कोई रिश्तेदार है, तो उसको घेर सकते हैं आप और उसको कह सकते हैं कि वो लेक्चर दे सके, तो काइंडली थैंक यू। और inshallah see you in after half an hour, and yeah, Jilani, if you want to give
Yeah, I
some
just want to
ending remarks,
simply
and thank you so
thank
much.
everybody and especially Bakar and all of the attendees that for your time. And if you have any question at any time, you don't hesitate to contact me anytime. Like I will be available on email at least. And that's all. And good luck. And if you have any problem, no problem at all. I mean, you can always contact very nice guys. The especially Bakar Bhai is there, and he will connect you with somebody at least who will be helping you. So that's all. Thank you for everybody, and yeah, good luck and Allah Hafiz.
That's okay. We will upload the presentations and other thing on Dropbox. But if you have still problem, you can recommend me which links I can upload, because I do not know about some websites where I can upload free videos. So if you give me suggestion on Scholarship Network page, you can comment under the main pinned post that use this. So I will check those websites and I will upload. Otherwise, I will try to upload on YouTube also. So you can give me suggestion. Thank you, and Allah Hafiz everyone.